Spiritual emergency versus psychosis is a topic that fascinated me. Well, it initially terrified me and then it went on to fascinate me. As a result of my experience with DPDR or depersonalization and derealization, I had an intense fear that bordered on a phobia, really, of insanity. So, as a kind of exposure therapy that I did without any professional help, so don't maybe recommend it, but I did it. I decided to face that head on and I wanted to know whether there was actually such thing as mental illness. In my experience, DPDR was an opportunity for spiritual growth and evolution, and it took me a long time to get to that point. Do not get me wrong, but I decided I wasn't going to suppress it, I wasn't going to distract myself from it. I was going to face this shit head on, and so I did. I found this book called Rethinking Madness by Paris Williams. If you want to hold down on there or screenshot it or do what you're doing, then please do, because this talks about in this graph, this diagram, the similarities and the distinctions between psychosis and mystical or spiritual experiences. So, as an example, in both, you have common themes of religious or paranormal content, belief in a personal mission, divine calling, experience of discarnate entities or a sense of a presence, etc. And then here you have the S for spiritual, P for psychotic, and it breaks it down further into how there are slight differences between the two within these themes. And let me tell you, it is so interesting. Paris, as well as myself, kind of concludes, so a little bit of a spoiler alert, but he kind of concludes that all psychotic episodes or mental illnesses are inherently spiritual in nature because we are souls having a human experience. So if there is some kind of emergency or breakdown or breakthrough, actually it's a spiritual problem in its very nature, because that's what we are. And it's massively misunderstood, and people who struggle with mental illness, or so it is perceived, as I say, have all of these kind of experiences that overlap with what others perceive as spiritual experiences. Look at mediums, for example. They claim to talk to the dead or communicate with the dead. Most people don't deem them mad, even if they don't believe or they're skeptical, they still wouldn't deem them mad. And one point that Paris makes, and I'm going to do another video on, is the presence of your ego, whether it's there or whether it's not. And in short, people sometimes their psyche is so fractured that they just go, they leave the arena because the trauma and the stress is too much. And in this